Okay, good evening, dear ladies. Righteous women, let's concentrate because today I have a lot of things to tell you. So let's concentrate. Be'ezrat Hashem, this Shabbat's parasha is Parashat Pinchas, B'Sha'ah Tova. The parasha of Pinchas, the portion of the week is Pinchas. And yesterday was Yud Zayin B'Tammuz, the 17th of Tammuz. Yud Zayin Tammuz. It was a fast. Now starts, today we are starting the 3 weeks between the 17th of Tammuz to the 9th of Av. Tisha B'Av. We are starting the 3 weeks. During the 3 weeks, Be'ezrat Hashem, we are going to speak about midot, about characteristics, about the Chafetz Chaim. We're going to study the Chafetz Chaim, and I will explain to you why do we have now an opportunity again to do tshuva before Hashem, and how this is parallel to the days of Rosh Hashanah until the end of Sukkot. It's parallel to those days, and we'll speak about it bli neder Be'ezrat Hashem during the 3 weeks. Today we're going to concentrate mainly on Parashat Pinchas because I can't skip it. We're going to speak about recoronation and what a tikkun is a recoronation, what kind of a fixing is a recoronation. And I would like to tell you, Yud Zayin B'Tammuz, I have to give you a few words about Yud Zayin B'Tammuz first. You will see that Be'ezrat Hashem, mainly every year we read Parashat Pinchas on the first week after Yud Zayin B'Tammuz. And Parashat Pinchas has a lot of issues inside it. And you will see it starts with Pinchas HaKohen HaGadol, and then it goes to Bnot Tzolfachad. It continues with Bnot Tzolfachad, which means before Bnot Tzolfachad there is a counting again of the children of Israel because of the plague that was because of Zimri ben Salu. We're going to speak about it and going to explain everything about the plague and what happened. And then we have, after the counting of the children of Israel, because you know, God counts us in this book mostly all the time. And why? Because when the children of Israel sin, they are punished, and we are punished by the nations and by plagues. And if you will see right now, we are also, it's like a punishment from Hashem. When the nations decide to look at lies concerning the children of Israel, and when they don't believe the children of Israel, it means that we did something wrong, and that Kadosh Baruch Hu Hashem is knocking on our door. I would like to bless now that שבעזרת השם יגיע משיח צדקנו במהרה בימינו אמן, ויגיע מבשר אליהו הנביא, אליהו תשבי אליהו גלדי במהרה בנו משיח בן דוד אליהו הנביא זכור לטוב. Amen. I would like to tell you, for example, I just received an email that in Poland there are signs that dogs and Israelites cannot go into restaurants and other places. I would like to tell you, if we won't wake up, and this is the time to wake up, these are the 3 weeks between Yud Zayin, the 17th of Tammuz, and the 9th of Av. We need to wake up quickly. We shouldn't be lightheaded with this. We shouldn't throw it away and just broom it away under the carpet. This is very dangerous. We are in dangerous times. If you will look, it's parallel to the history before Second World War. It's just the same. It's like it's a copy of what happened before Second World War. So we need to wake up. And you'll tell me, but listen, if all of the children of Israel won't wake up, this is a problem. And I will tell you, each individual is important. If I wake up and you wake up, it's one candle and another candle, they take off the darkness. So we all need, first of all, we should be guarantees for ourselves. We should know ourselves to fix ourselves. And once God will see that there's like a movement of tshuva before Hashem, a movement of making a tikkun, a fixing for ourselves, God will have pity on us. And you know, because of righteous women, Kadosh Baruch Hu took us out of Egypt. And because of righteous women, He's going to take us out now and bring us to Achrit HaYamim and to Mashiach's time. And why do I say that? Look, I told you after the counting of the children of Israel, you'll see Bnot Tzolfachad. And those are the daughters, 5 daughters of Tzolfachad, that he did not have any son. And they say over there that they want a peace in the land of Israel. And Chazal, our sages say, look at the daughters of Israel. The men, once they have a difficulty, they say, Nashuv harosh v'nachzor mitzrayma. They say, let's go back to Egypt. But the women of the children of Israel, they do not say that. They want a peace in the land of Israel. They do not go back on their word to Hashem. Look at the children of the daughters of the children of Israel. So I would like to tell you, you have such power. We have so much power as women, as daughters of God. We have a lot of power in our hands, and we can make and cause other people to do tshuva. And God listens to us. I would like to tell you, the men during the 40 years in the desert died in the desert. But I would like to tell you that the women did not die because they did not sin against Hashem. The women did not die because they did not sin against Hashem. So look how righteous were the women. And today the women are also righteous because we feel Hashem. We don't only know Hashem by our wisdom, but we have binah. We have understanding, we have feeling for Hashem. We feel Hashem from inside. That's why we can bring Mashiach, dear women. So let's concentrate. And I would like to tell you, in the continuation of this parasha, Moshe Rabbeinu asks for a leader for the children of Israel so that he can take them into the land of Israel. Then we have the korbanot, the sacrifices that God says the children of Israel have to sacrifice. Every day, 2 sacrifices, and also on Shabbat, and also on holidays, high holidays. There's a lot of things that are written about the sacrifices. But today we're going to concentrate about the story of Pinchas. So this parasha has a lot of things included in her. I'm going to start with Yud Zayin Bet Tammuz. And Pinchas is connected to Yud Zayin Bet Tammuz because we know that the ruining of the temple started by 4 Ta'aniyot. It starts by Gimel Tishrei, the 3rd of Tishrei. It's on Gedaliah, the fast of Gedaliah. You remember after Rosh Hashanah? Yeah. So it's Gimel Tishrei, the 3rd of Tishrei. This is when they killed Gedaliah, that was responsible, a leader of the children of Israel. Then we go to Yud Bet Tevet. This is when Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babel, started to go into the land of Israel. Then we have Yud Zayin Bet Tammuz. On Yud Zayin Bet Tammuz, the walls of the Jerusalem fell down. On Yud Zayin Bet Tammuz, on the 17th of Tammuz, when I say Yud Zayin, I mean the 17th. The walls of the city fell down. On Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av, the Bet HaMikdash, the temple was ruined, and not only ruined, but it was a katuv. It's written that charshu azeh. It's like when you prepare the land and you go through with the ox, that nothing will stay in the land. That's what they did. They just charshu azeh. They went through the land back and forth in order to ruin totally Bet HaMikdash. But it says that there were five things that happened. One of them, I told you, is the walls of the city of Jerusalem fell down on the 17th of Tammuz, but there was more than that. It was also, you remember that I taught you about the breaking of the luchot, the tablets, when Moshe Rabbeinu went down on Mountain Sinai, and he saw the children of Israel worshipping the cloth, the golden cloth. He broke the luchot. This happened on the 17th of Tammuz, yesterday. Exactly on the 17th of Tammuz. Another thing that happened on that day, that I told you that the sacrifices, like we have in this chapter, the sacrifices of the Tamid, which they used to sacrifice a sheep in the morning and then before night, they used to sacrifice it in order to, so God will forgive them about all of the bad thoughts and all of the bad sins. So on Yud Zayin Bet Tammuz, they stopped it in the temple because they couldn't have any sheep, they couldn't have any meat in the city. So it stopped. The Rambam says they stopped bringing it. So Korban HaTamid was cancelled. And then another thing happened. And another thing happened. It says that during the first temple, Apostamos, which was one of the generals of Greek, went into the temple and he burned the book of Torah. He burned the book of Torah. But it says, I have to tell you another thing. It says also that he burned the book of Torah. It says also that the same person on that day, on Yud Zayin Bet Tammuz, on the 17th of Tammuz, took an idolship, a statue, and put it inside the Bet HaMikdash, inside the temple. He put it inside the temple. The same general, Apostomus. It's good that I don't remember. I can't even say his name. I would like to tell you, dear women, but there's another thing that he said. It says that another person did the same thing in the Talmud Yerushalmi. There's the king Menashe. It's written about Menashe. And Menashe was the king of Judea. And he was, you know what? He was the son of Chizkiyahu. You know who was Chizkiyahu? I already told you about Chizkiyahu. Chizkiyahu, the king of Judea, Chizkiyahu Melech Yehuda, was a righteous king. He was so righteous, he believed in Hashem, he did everything Hashem told him. He was a Talmid Chacham, he was a scholar in the Torah. He was a very righteous person. But the prophet Yeshayahu came to him and he told him, Yeshayahu, you're not going to have, you're going to die in this world and you're not going to receive the next world. הוא אמר לו, אתה תמות בעולם הזה ולא תקבל עולם הבא. לא יהיה לך לא עולם הזה ולא העולם הבא. And the question was very weird. And it was said, why did he say that to him? Because he was so righteous. So Yeshayahu said, you are punished because you did not bring children to this world. It is a mitzvah to bring children to this world. It's a mitzvah of men to bring children to this world. So it says that he need not do that. And the Midrash says that Chizkiyahu told Yeshayahu, the prophet, he told him, listen, I saw in prophecy, because he was very righteous, he also had prophecy. I saw that the children that will come out of me will be very bad, and they will worship idols. And they will cause the children of Israel to worship idols. They will cause them to sin. So he said, that's why I didn't bring children to this world. And Yeshayahu the prophet said, it's not you to decide. You're not the one to decide. You should give it to God. God decides what happens with that soul.
I'm sorry, was he married and he didn't...
He was married, but he didn't have children.
What was the reason?
No,
He didn't want.
He wasn't married.
No, he then got married. You're right. He was afraid that he will have a bad son, that he didn't, that's why he didn't marry. And then he davened to Hashem, and once he davened to Hashem, Hashem added 15 years to his life, and he married a woman, and she gave birth to Menashe. Menashe was the one who took idol and put it on the 17th of Tammuz. He was his son. He did not want to have children because of that. He knew that he's going to have a bad son. But then he davened. Look what a tefillah can do, what a davening, what a prayer can do to a person. He davened to Hashem, and Hashem took this bad judgment over him, tore it away, and added 15 years to his life. He got married and gave birth, and they gave birth to a son who was called Menashe. Menashe did everything to angry Hashem. Everything in his power he did. He put idols inside Bet HaMikdash. He did everything he can. But it says that before Menashe passed away, he did Shuvah. And it says that the heavens were closed for him. They did not want his Shuvah. The Talmud Yerushalmi says the heaven was closed. They did not want to receive his Shuvah. And then it says that God saw that that only God knows truly your thoughts. He's the one that reads your thoughts. So it says that God read his thoughts. He knew his heart. I told you, a person can see only by the physical eye. So he sees the appearance of a person, but he does not see the heart of the person. A person can say something that he does not mean it. That in his heart it's exactly the opposite. And God knows that. And he punishes that person. It takes time, but everybody gets everything he deserves. So it says in the Midrash that Menashe truly wanted to do tshuva. But he also made other sins. So it's a big problem. But God had mercy on him. So he opened a small hole, it's written. A small hole so his tshuva can go up till the throne of God. Ad kiseh kavod. He opened it. So look what a tshuva can do. So even if all of the nations are against us, and even if it seems very bad, and even if it seems in Israel that war is knocking on our door, and everything is happening just the opposite from what we wish it to be. So even though if we'll stand and daven to Hashem with a true heart, God is going to help us. Because I would like to tell you, dear women, None of the goyim, none of the non-Jews will differ and will say, wow, this is a Russian Jew, and this is a Yemenite Jew, and this is a Bukharian Jew, and this is a Ashkenazi Jew, and this is a Iraqian Jew, and this is a Moroccan Jew. They do not differ. This is a religious Jewish person, and this is a non-religious. They do not differ. We are all, for them, the children of Israel. And you know why God does this? In order that we will remember that we should love each other no matter what. There's no difference between us. If we went to other countries, if we were exiled from the land of Israel, it's not because we were good, because we sinned, so God exiled us to other countries. That's what we need to remember. And the tshuva, that real tshuva, is ahavat chinam. Love without any condition, that we will love each other without any condition. That's what, and we will respect each other. This is very important. Because once you respect another person, then you love that person. You know, and respect starts with self-respect. When a person doesn't have any self-respect, he can't respect others. Because first he has to respect himself, what God created. So if he respects or she respects herself, then everything comes with it. Because then a woman will go in sniut, in modesty, because she respects what Hashem gave her. So she will be modest. Then we will respect others, we'll behave nicely, we will eat nicely and clean. Everything that we will do will be exactly in the way of God, because we have it, it's natural in us. Because once we were in the womb of our mother, we studied all of the Torah, we have it. We just came to this world to remember that. We just need to remind ourselves of the Torah. So everything is already in us. So this is what we study from Yud Zayin B'Tammuz. And now that we are we started the 17th of Tammuz, we start Minagei Avlut, which means mourning customs. We do not cut our hair. We don't have a haircut. We do not do weddings. We do not go to parties for these 3 weeks. And those minhagim and those customs become harsher and harsher when we come to the month of Av, and then to Tisha B'Av, they become really harsher. We stop eating basar, meat. We stop drinking wine. Everything, we're going to speak about it, B'li Neder B'ezrat Hashem. But those are the customs of mourning from the 17th of Tammuz to Tisha B'Av, to the 9th of Av. It's very important to remember that, all of this. Because why? We remember the ruining of the temple. And now we need Mashiach. We need Mashiach now, quickly, before another, God forbid, Holocaust or something will happen. We need Mashiach now. Because you know, if you can see, if you look all over, if you look on the TV, in the net, in the newspapers, everywhere, the lie is now ruling. Everything that is a lie is up. Everything that is good is considered bad. Everything that is bad is considered good. Everything is upside down. Those are times of Mashiach. And we are running, you know, and all of the disasters of nature, everything is written in our Holy Torah. Everything is written in our Holy Torah. And it comes true now. You can see it. Every day you can see it. You know what is the cure for that? Only ahavat chinam. Only unconditional love between ourselves. Even if we need to teach ourselves that. This is tikkun hamidot. This is how we fix ourselves. We need to teach ourselves. It's not easy. We came to this world to do a fixing, so I'm sure it's not easy for any one of us. But if we teach ourselves, every day we remind ourselves not to speak badly about other people, to try to help everyone, to try to remember that even if my stomach is full, there are hungry people over there. You know what I mean? Even if I feel good with my family and everyone, there are people that don't have the same thing. There are people that need help. So we need to remember that. And when we remember that, and if we will have mercy on each other, Be'ezrat Hashem, then God will bring Mashiach. And then we'll have peace all over the world. And why I'm talking about peace? Because Pinchas received as a gift the peace for eternity. God gave him the gift of peace for eternity for what he did. And we are going to go to the story of Pinchas. We're going to start it. You'll see that at the end of the portion of last week, we see the story of Pinchas. You will see that you remember the portion of last week was named Balak, and this portion of this week is called Pinchas. Both of them of the names of two leaders. You know, I explained to you why it's called after the name of Balak, because of the 42 sacrifices that he sacrificed to Hashem. But I would like to tell you, what is the difference between Balak and Pinchas? Pinchas was very righteous. He was from the tribe of Levi, and he received from Hashem the gift of becoming a Kohen. From him on, all of the Kohanim, most of the Kohanim came through from his descendants. From Pinchas, he was not Kohen. Not only he was not Kohen, but it was more than that. Pinchas was the grandson of Aaron Kohen, and he was also the grandson of Yitro. Yitro was the priest of Midian, you remember? Yeah. He used to worship idols. He knew all of the idol worships. Everything that was in the world he knew. And he was the grandson of Aaron Kohen Gadol and the grandson of Yitro. Yitro was also the father-in-law of Moshe Rabbeinu. Yes. And he converted to Judaism. And his daughter married Elazar Cohen, the son of Aaron. So I would like to start. So it says, what is the difference between those two leaders? We can see that Balak is a leader that asks others to do his job. Balak asks Bilam to go and curse the children of Israel. Balak takes even his daughter to prostitute. So they will be prostitutes with the children of Israel. Look what he does, Balak. He doesn't take the leadership and he himself goes first and does what he needs to in order to save his country. He gives others the job to do that. But instead of, and look what happens to him. He wanted Bilam to curse the children of Israel. Not only he did not curse, but he blessed the children of Israel 3 times and then a 4th time. And then we see Pinchas. Pinchas takes courage. He builds himself and decides to save the children of Israel. And he takes action and he kills the president of the tribe of Shimon and also the daughter of Balak that he was with her. And he kills both of them. And because of him, all of the children of Israel are saved. He saves the children of Israel. And we are going to start with, I just gave you the ma'atefet, the cover of the story, and we're going to go deep into the story. I would like just one thing to tell you. I wrote it over here. Kol rodfei sigua ben hamitzarim. Those 3 weeks are called between the borders. Those 3 weeks are called between the borders from the sentence that is in Megillat Eichad that we read on Tisha B'Av, on the 9th of Av. Which means that all of the nations that wanted to ruin the children of Israel went in between her borders. That's why those 3 weeks are called Bein HaMetzarim. When you hear Bein HaMetzarim are the 3 weeks that we have between Yud Zayin Bet Tammuz, the 17th of Tammuz, and Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av. And now let's start. It's written like this, at the end of Parashat Balak, at the end of the portion of Balak, we see the story of Pinchas. And then we see the reward of Pinchas only at the beginning of Parashat Pinchas. And this is very weird. Because you would think that our sages will put the story of Pinchas, what he did, into the portion of Pinchas. But instead you can see the story of Pinchas at the end of Parashat Balak, at the end of last week's portion, and the reward for what he did at the beginning of this portion. Which seems very weird. And I'll give you an answer right now for it. Because it says, because he killed a president of the tribe of Shimon, God says that we need, when a person does a harsh thing to the children of Israel, we need to check his actions, to see that they were purely out of the inside, out of Hashem, to do it for heaven, for the sake of heaven. And L'Shem Shamayim, for the sake of heaven, and then God can give a reward. Because Pinchas did what he did for the sake of heaven, and we will study now what he did and how he did it. That's why his reward was in a different portion. Because God wanted all the children of Israel to understand. And I would like to tell that Pinchas HaKohen HaGadol is also Eliyahu HaNavi. And I'll show it for you from the Ktavim Shel Arizal B'Shar HaGilgulim. We're going to read it from Shar HaGilgulim, Bezrat Hashem. We're going to go through everything. So let's continue. It says that the children, I told you Bilam last week, Bilam told Balak, he saw that Balak told him, you have to go back to your country, leave us. You shamed us, you did not help me, you did not curse the children of Israel. You have to go. So Bilam wanted so much to ruin the children of Israel, he couldn't go without giving him an advice. So what did he tell Balak? He said, you want to ruin the children of Israel? Nobody can ruin, nobody can touch the children of Israel. Listen very carefully to what I'm saying. If they study Torah, if their children are in a yeshiva and they study Torah and they daven, if their boys and girls study and daven to Hashem, they read Tehillim, they go to the shul, you cannot touch them. The only one that can touch them and punish them, listen very carefully, is only Hashem. And only Hashem can do that. So if the nations are knocking on our door, it's because Hashem wanted them to knock on our door. And why do they knock on our door? Because we did not remember Hashem. Listen really I'm saying that from the bottom of my heart. We should remember that this is the time that we need to do tshuva quickly, before the history repeats itself. So God will save us in kindness and not in dinim, not in judgment. It's in our hands because it's written, Beita Chishena. There are 2 times for Mashiach. Either it will come on the date that God already decided, or it will come before that time. It can come before that time if we will change ourselves, if we will do tshuva. And each one of us is important. We sit over here and we look like individuals. Everyone has he or she in his own name, every one of us. And we have our own body. But we are all part of the same soul. We are all connected. We are not individuals, truly, only in this physical world, but we are all one soul. All of us are sparks of one soul. So he tells them, listen, that God, if they will sin, he will punish them. And what do you need to do? You need to make them sin with the girls of Midian, with the daughters of Midian and Moab. So he told them, build tents in Shittim. They came to Shittim, build tents, put old women outside, give them cloths that they will sell, and let young and beautiful women be in the tent with wine. Once they come to buy from them clothes, then the old women will bring them into the tent, and the young women will cause them to sin with them. And you know the foundation of the Torah, it has to be moral, even sexual moral. Immorality is not accepted by Hashem. And zima is the worst thing. The worst thing. And oy va'avoid for a man that goes to a non-Jewish woman. It's the worst thing. It's a worst punishment. Listen very carefully. It says that kol ha'bo'el aramit kanaim pogim bo. He who goes to a non-Jewish woman, his punishment is death. Totally, absolutely. This is from the Torah. No questions about it, because he said that God does not let them mix with other nations, because they are holy. So he protects them. Nobody can. He will do all of the wars. He will do all of the wars. You cannot touch them. Only Hashem can touch them. So they took the children of Israel, especially the tribe of Shimon, and they went in, and the girls gave them to drink wine. And once they drank wine, they were not responsible anymore for what they did. Meanwhile, there were a lot of boys from that, especially the tribe of Shimon, none of Shevet Levi, none of the tribe of Levi, that went in and did what they did over there. And God was very angry. And when God is angry, he punishes. So God told Moshe Rabbeinu, call all of the old people and tell them that they have to tell all of the Jewish people that even if it was their cousins, their sons, it doesn't matter who it was, that sinned, they have to kill him. And they didn't know what to do, so they told them what to do. And then the tribe of Shimon heard that. They went to Zimri ben Salu. They went to their Nasi, the president. They went to the president of the tribe, and they told him, listen what they wanted to do. They want to kill us. You have to do something. So Zimri ben Salu took Midianit, Kozbi Batsur, which was the daughter of Balak. Look what Balak was willing to do even with his daughter. He took the daughter of Balak. He went in front of Moshe Rabbeinu and all the elderly people and all the children of Israel, in front of all of the assembly. And he said, I can marry this woman. Can I marry this woman? Aini muteret o asua? And Moshe Rabbeinu said, you are not allowed to marry her. And he said, if you tell me that you are not allowed to marry her, how come you married Tzipporah, the daughter of Yitro, he says. Look at the chutzpah. He says, how come you married Tzipporah? And Moshe Rabbeinu did not answer. It says in the Midrash that he forgot the law. He couldn't answer. He was shocked. And they all started to cry. The elderly people started, the children of Israel started to cry. Petach Ohel Moed. At the tent of the meeting, they all started to cry. And then Pinchas, it's written over here like this. It says, Vayar Pinchas. Vayar Pinchas. And Pinchas saw. And the question is, what did he see? What did Pinchas see? Pinchas remembered the halacha. The halacha came to him. And he came in front of Moshe Rabbeinu and he said, didn't you teach us on Ma'amad Har Sinai, on the mountain of Sinai, that he who goes to a non-Jewish woman, he deserves death? And Moshe Rabbeinu said, yes. You who read the letter, אתה שקראת את האיגרת, you that read the letter, you are the one that is going to execute them. And Pinchas, it says, went to their tent, and while he never killed anyone. He didn't know how to kill anyone. So it says he took a romach, a spear in his hand, and he was so afraid of the tribe of Shimon, because you remember Shimon and Levi. Shimon and Levi were the two brothers. You remember Shimon that killed all of the Shechem. You remember all of the children of Shechem, all of them, because they did something bad to Dinah, because their king, the son's king, the prince, did something bad to Dinah. So you remember Shimon, they were very strong. And he was so afraid that it says that Nishmato Parcha, that his soul went out of his body. At that moment that his soul went out of his body, you know what happened? The two sons of Aaron HaKohen, Aaron the priest, went inside him. This is called reincarnation in life. I already told you. There's reincarnation in life which is called ibur. Like a woman getting pregnant and she has in her womb a child. It's the same thing. Tzaddikim, even nowadays, tzaddikim go inside, their souls go inside righteous people to help them, to help the children of Israel. That's why it's written that every generation has Abraham Avinu, Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Moshe ve'Aaron, Yosef HaTzadik, David HaMelech, Shlomo HaMelech. Every generation. Because they go in ibur, in a reincarnation in life. It's not a reincarnation from the day that a person is born. It's a reincarnation during the life of that person. It's called ibur in Hebrew, and by the Arizal, the soul goes into the body of the person. It is not part of his sins. If the person sins, the soul goes out of the body. It doesn't join him. A reincarnation from the day a person is born is with him till the end, till he dies. Even when he sins, it hurts like him, it suffers like him, everything with him. But this is an ibur. So Nadav and Avihu went in, and you will look that the Parashat Pinchas starts like this.
But this type of revocation happens always. Tzaddikim?
Yes, righteous people or a person. This reincarnation, reincarnation in life happens. There are two kinds of reincarnations like this. One is when a person, it can be only when a child, a boy, is after 13 years old, which means it has to be mitzvah here. He has to be in an age that he is responsible for his own mitzvot. And if a righteous person, for example, a soul of a righteous person, did not do one mitzvah, he sees the person that is righteous and is doing exactly the same mitzvah, and it reincarnates in that body. I'm calling it ibur in Hebrew. When I say ibur, it means reincarnation in life. So it goes into that body of that person, does the mitzvah with him, and then goes out. You remember that I told you about the spies? That all of the children of Yaakov were reincarnated in ibur. They were inside the spies in order to help them. And then they went outside of their body when they decided to slander the land of Israel.
It happens only to men?
I would like to tell you something. Women do not go reincarnation. It's rare. The Arizal Zchutot Hagen Alenu says women do not come back in reincarnation. Men come back in reincarnation as women, and women have ibur, living reincarnation. It's a different thing, but I won't give you any more about this now because I would like to continue with Pinchas, otherwise we won't finish today, and it's very important because we have a lot of things to learn from it. So it says in the beginning of Parashat Pinchas, Pinchas ben Elazar, it's written Pinchas ben Elazar, ben Aharon HaKohen. I would like to tell you, it's written at the beginning of Parashat Pinchas. Wait, I'll explain everything. It seems very weird. It's written Pinchas, the son of Elazar, the son of Aaron HaKohen. And this goes back to Pinchas. Pinchas wasn't the son of Aaron HaKohen. He was the grandchild, Nechdo. It was supposed to be written Pinchas ben Elazar, Nechdo shel Aaron HaKohen, the grandson of Aaron HaKohen. But instead it's written Pinchas ben Elazar ben Aaron HaKohen. And why does the Torah write it like this? Because God wants us to know that there was Ibur, a living reincarnation of the two children of Aaron, Nadav and Abihu. You remember they died? Yeah. You remember that a fire from heaven went, 2 lines of fire and went through the nostrils and killed their soul but didn't touch their body? So those 2 sons of Aaron HaKohen went into Pinchas. And now he was truly the son of Aaron HaKohen. He was truly the son because he had the souls of 2 of his sons. So the Torah writes it like this so we can understand there was Ibur, a living reincarnation inside Pinchas. Listen how beautiful it is. So the Torah gives us from the secrets of the Torah hints.
Is it possible that person can have 2 souls in one body?
Yes, even 10. Even 10.
In some time?
Can. Even 10. Wow. Even 10 righteous people can be inside that person. Ibur, that's called Ibur.
In the same time, or let's say one and
even
then another?
They add each other, yes, in the same time. The soul does not have limits of time and space. It doesn't have limits. Only we have. Our body has limits, but not the soul. The soul is for eternity. Nitzchita neshama. She's eternity. She doesn't have any shum gvulot. She doesn't have any borders. We have borders because we're in the physical world. You understand? That's the borders of the physical world.
It goes out later on?
It goes out. They help him do what he needs to do in this world. If he doesn't sin, they can stay with him and continue to help him. But if God forbid a person sins, they go out of him. It's a zchut, it's a merit.
So you're talking of men only, it's not a woman.
No, also women. בטח שגם נשים. בטח, אמרתי יש עיבור בנשים.
Is it more only with righteous souls or any wicked soul can go to
Okay, no, wicked souls, they say that the wicked, שם ירשעים ירקב כתוב. Wicked souls, wicked people are dead in this life. They are considered dead in this life, in this world. Why do רשעים נחשבים מתים בעולם הזה? But we see them walk. We see them succeed. How can we say that they are dead? They are dead, I'll explain to you. I told you there are 5. We're going to speak about it, but not in this shur. I'll give you just a few words. We have 5 parts of the soul. The soul is not only one part. הנשמה מכילה 5 חלקים. יחידה חיה, נשמה, רוח ונפש. I told you that יחידה וחיה are 2 parts of the soul that are under the throne of Hashem. It's not with us. Then we have neshama that is over here b'moach, in our mind. And then we have the ruach. The ruach is the part that is in our hearts. And then we have the nefesh. Hanefesh is in the blood. This is nefesh be'ematit. It's like an animal. The nefesh wants to do all the things that the physical world has to offer. Everything that it has. It has greed, it has everything, it wants everything, it wants to go to parties, it wants to drink, to eat. Everything this physical world has to offer, the nefesh wants to do. It's in the blood, that nefesh. And when a person sins, when a person is born, the nefesh is born with him. He has the nefesh, one part of the soul. When he comes to mitzvot, or she comes to mitzvot at the age of 12 and age of 13, the ruach is joined with it. Then we have, it says, like the Yetzer HaTov joins the person. Because before he had only the Nefesh. The Nefesh only wants everything that is in the physical world. Then the Ruach comes with it. Then he has the good spirit with him. And then when he continues approximately at the age of 20, also the Neshama comes. But if he's not righteous and he sins, he loses the Neshama. It stays with a string with him, but Hevel Yaakov, it goes up under the throne. And then he loses the Ruach. What stays with him that only keeps him going? The Nefesh. So that's why he's considered dead in this world. That's why the wicked people are considered dead. That's why righteous people, even when they die, they're considered alive. because their souls are over here to help us.
But how it explains when sometimes you see in a non-religious world, the Jewish person, a man, let's say, cheats and do bad things and living over 70. I mean, long life and wealthy life financially.
Yes, because God, lo yidach mimenu nidach. God, it's a good question. Listen, it's very important. Sorry, I would like to tell you, dear women, God gives rewards to everyone, even the wicked people. Why? Because He does not want the soul to come to the Beit Din Shel Mala, to judgment upstairs, and will say, well, God, I did good things. Why didn't you reward me? So if you are wicked in this world, you receive your rewards over here. Why? Because then the soul receives all of its punishment, also in this world, but also in the next world. And this is for eternity. You have 4 Gilgulim before you go to, God forbid, to Gehinom, to hell. You have Kafakela and then 4 reincarnations. One of them is in Domem, in things that don't move. The other is in plants. And the third one is in animals. And the fourth in a human being. You know how much the soul feels.
But say that Mashiach going to come and Tchiyat Amitim, then they're not going to be in the Etz and...
No. When Mashiach comes, it won't be anymore. Because all of the bad people, B'Yom Adin HaGadol, in the big judgment day, all of the bad people are going to die, and the righteous are going to stay. It's the end. And then only peace will be in the world.
But the bad people who was enjoying in this life, they're not going to be Tchiyat Amitim.
Correct, no Tchiyat Amitim. It says, listen very carefully. The Midrash says, because this is the world we came over here in order to fix. What happens? I'll explain. What happens? Listen very carefully. When a person comes in reincarnation, it's because he did something bad. He did a sin. And now what happens? If he slandered people and spoke badly about them, and he didn't give them a chance in this world, he either reincarnates in a dog or in a rock or a wall of a building. Listen very carefully. Why? Because when he is in a wall of the building, it says, Kirot betecha meidin alecha, which means, why does the Gemara say, how come the walls do not have a mouth? They can't testify against you. But it still says that the walls of your home testify against you. So how come it can be true? Because the soul is inside the walls of your home. The one who spoke and slandered other people, God punishes him to be inside the wall. And then he listens to all of the slandering of those people in the house. And when it's time, he goes up there and he is the one that tells God everything they did in the house. And they spoke. This is its punishment. Now what happens when a person is reincarnated in domem, in something that does not move, in plants or animals? He remembers everything he did before. He does not forget. Only us as human beings, we forget, because the angel gives us a forgetfulness. He gives us a strike a little bit, and we forget everything. We do not remember what kind of fixing we need to do in this world. So it's very difficult. We can do good, because this is the world of rewards and punishment. By choosing good, by choosing the right way or the wrong way, by choosing one of those paths, we can either do a fixing to ourselves or do worse for ourselves. It depends on us. How do we know what we need to fix? So the Arizal says, in previous generations, everybody knew what they needed to fix because they were righteous. In our generation, we are called Dorot Yehudim. We do not know enough Torah. And some of us do not know a totally Torah. We don't know anything. So what happens is that because of that, we don't even know what we need to fix. So Harizal says, that we need to fix everything that we feel that is hard for us to do in the mitzvot. When I feel that it's hard for me to cover my hair, this is what I need to fix in this world. This is part of my fixing. If it's hard for me to keep Shabbat, it's part of my fixing. Every mitzvah that is hard for me, it's hard for me to be modest, this is part of my fixing. That's why I came to this world. This is exactly what I need to do. This is part of my fixing. Listen very carefully, dear women. And if you don't know, and everything like is blurry to you, you don't know, do everything from the tiptoe to the hair on your head. Everything. And it's very hard. So you start with little, with a small thing, and you add, and you add. And God opens the path. If you want to do His mitzvot, and you want to go in the right way, He will bring the right messengers around you, the right angels that will help you to go in the right path. And if you don't want to do the right thing, and you want to party all day, to not to be modest or to do other things, God opens the path too. You can go in that path, nobody will be in your way. Do you understand? But this we came here to fix. So Pinchas fixed Nadav and Avihu. How did he fix them? And I told you that his soul, when he came to kill them, his soul went out of his body. And at that moment, the two souls of Nadav and Avihu went inside him. And he took the spear in his hand. And God said it was a spear with two knives. Look what a miracle it did to him. And he never killed anyone before. He took the knife and he went into the tent, and the knife was separated to both of them. It went into them, through the mouth and through their stomach, because of the womb of that Midianite, for her womb, so she can't have anything. He killed them. And it says that God closed their mouth. And even if part of the tribe of Shimon wanted to kill Pinchas, angels came and threw them away. Nobody can come near Pinchas. And God made him a big miracle. You remember that I told you about the Tamel Emet? He who becomes impure when he sees a dead body, when he comes to the tent and there's a dead body over it. So you will say, so Pinchas after that, how could God reward him? He had to stay for 7 days out of the, you remember, out of the camp of Israel, because he was tameh, out of the camp of Shekhinah. But no, God made him a big miracle. Even though he killed them, God postponed their death until he went out of the tent. So he will be pure. Look what miracles he did to him. So he won't be impure for the dead. You remember we spoke about impurity for the dead.
I heard that he put on the sword both of them, and he took out from the tent, and all the Israel saw this.
Yeah, wait. He killed them in the tent. All the children of Israel saw him go in. All the children of Israel knew that he's going to kill them because he told Moshe Rabbeinu the halakha. כתוב בבועל ארמית קנאים פוגעים בו, which means he who goes and sleeps with a non-Jewish woman, his execution is by death. So it says that he went in and killed, and all of them knew that. And the tribe of Shimon, it says לא סתם בתוכם, it says לא סתם, it's written also בתוכם, that everybody inside them, everybody saw what Pinchas did. Everybody knew what he was going to do because he told that to Moshe Rabbeinu. And it says even betucham. And why did he do that? That everybody will know that? Because Pinchas saw in his prophecy that in heavens they are executing the children of Israel. God is very angry, and all of the angels are against the children of Israel. And they're telling God, look what the children are doing. You just saved them. They are at the entrance to the land of Israel, and they are still sinning. It's not only a sin that they slept with those women, but it was more than that. They started worshipping Baal Peor, their god. They started working another god. It was more than that, and everybody saw that. So he had to kill them, that everybody will know that. And if they will not go against him, it means that they agree with him. Which means silence is admitting that you agree with that person. So because they did not go against Pinchas, they admitted that was the right thing to do, but it says they were all standing when all of this was happening and crying in front on the entrance of the tent of Moed, the oil Moed, the tent of meeting. And it's written, I would like to show you what Pinchas did, what kind of righteousness Pinchas did. It says like this. וידבר השם אל משה לאמור פנחס בן אלעזר בן אהרון הכהן השיב חמתי מעל בני ישראל בקנאו את קנאתי בתוכם ולא כיליתי את בני ישראל בקנאתי. God said, I decided to kill the children of Israel, all of them, all the ones that sinned. There was a plague, 24,000 people died in that plague. A big plague, I told you that last week. There was a big plague, 24,000 people died. But he says, Bekano et kinati, he says, Ve'eshiv et chamati, and he uses the word chamati, which means he took away It's not a regular word, chamati. God says, ki yashiv et chamati. And why did he use chamati? Means anger. But anger in Hebrew you can also say zami, zam. Rogzi is another word for anger. But God chose this word especially, and I would like to show you what he meant. The children of Israel, when they saw the act, especially the tribe of Shimon, when the tribe of Shimon saw that act, that he was killing their president and the girl Kozvi, they said to themselves, how come this person does that? Why does Pinchas do that? Pinchas, which is the son of Puti, Puti is another name, Putiel is another name for Yitro. I told you that Yitro had 7 names. One of his names was Putiel. They said, this grandson of Yitro that Yitro used to work in idolship. He used to work idols. He used to put sacrifices for the idols. He dares and kills a priest from the children of Israel? They said to themselves, and God said immediately, told Moshe Rabbeinu, tell them that Pinchas is the son of Eliezer, the son of Aaron HaKohen HaGadol. He said, he is the son, I'm giving him a merit for his deeds. And why? And God continues and he says, Ki yashiv et chamati. He took my anger out. He caused me to have peace with the children of Israel. Why did he use the word chamati? Look. I told you, remember that they were counted also after the rewards for Pinchas. And they were counted, the children of Israel. How did Hashem count them? They had to bring machatzita shekel. Machatzita shekel. And I told you already that what is machatzita shekel? Why did Hashem choose machatzita shekel and not a full shekel, a 10th of a shekel, 20th of a shekel? Because I told you it's not in a coincidence. Because the tzaddik, it stands for tzedakah. You see? Charity, the tzaddik. And tzedakah tatzil mimavet. Charity saves from death. And we see if you give charity, you have life, chai. You see on both sides, chet and yud. Chet and yud is chai. And on the other side, it turns away death, bad things. That's why I told you when you wake up in the morning, after you say Birkot Shacharit, before you go out of the house, take your hand, take a coin and put it in the charity box. Tell your children to do the same things. If God forbid there is bad judgment over you or your children, the charity will save from any bad thing. That's why it's so important. So what did he do? God tells us a hint. He says, look what Pinchas did. Heshib chamati. He took my anger out because I decided to bring them death. Met, you see in Hebrew, chamati is combined from the word met, from death. I decided to kill Kilya Elam Israel. I decided to kill them because what they did. God does not like znut. He does not like zima. He does not like adultery. He does not like immoral sexual relationship. So God decided to kill them. That's what he saw Pinchas in heaven, what happened. And he brought life. You see, chai. That's life on both sides. He took out the punishment of death. It's not a coincidence that it's written in the Torah chamati and not zami v'rogzi. Zam, kas. Chima זה כעס.
וגם זה חמותי mother.
זה כעס.
לא, mother.
כן, mother-in-law זה חמותי, לא חמתי. חמותי. תסתכלו, you see, he took all of his, you could use another different Hebrew word. But instead of that, he used this word in order to show that in heavens they decided to kill the children of Israel. But because of Pinchas, they received life. He saved them. He made tzedakah, charity with the children of Israel. And that's why God gave him a big present. God gave him a present of peace, which means he did not die. Pinchas lived 400 years after the children of Israel went into the land of Israel. He was in the times of the judges, Pinchas. Pinchas is Eliyahu Navi. And I'm going to explain how he is Eliyahu Navi. He's Eliyahu Navi, it says, the Arizal says. And Eliyahu Navi, we know, did not die because God gave a present to Pinchas that he will not die. Eliyahu Navi became an angel. And he comes to this world every time to help us. That's Eliyahu, and he is going to be the one that will bring the notice of peace to this world. He is going to be the one and to tell us and declare that Mashiach is here. And the question is, why did Pinchas receive such an award? Such a big award. So it says that the president of the tribe of Shimon, the president wasn't a regular one. He wasn't, mipshutei ha'am. He wasn't a simple person. He was a scholar. He knew Torah. He was a big person. How come he did such a thing? How could he do such a thing? He was a big person. So it says that he saw in prophecy, Zimri ben Selu, the president of the tribe of Shimon, saw in prophecy, and he knew by Kabbalah that went from person to person in the children of Israel, from Ma'amad Har Sinai, that there is traces of holiness in the girls of Moab. He knew that, and he thought that those traces are in this woman. So he knew that Mashiach ben David was supposed to come from them. So they thought, why did they say Madua ben Puti? Why this is the grandchild of Putiel, Yitro, did this? Because they said, now we won't have Mashiach. They did not think badly. Their thinking was towards Mashiach. They said, he's preventing the tikkun, the last fixing in the Achrit Hayamim, in the end of days. Because maybe this is the soul that he thought that from her comes a righteous soul. And I would like to tell you, he wasn't wrong. Zimri ben Selu was not wrong. There was a righteous sparks and traces of holiness in Kozvi Batsur, and I will explain to it in the continuation of the lecture. There was, but it was not the sparks of Mashiach ben David. Mashiach ben David came from Ruth HaMoabiyah. Ruth was the one that had Mashiach ben David, that had the sparks of Mashiach ben David inside. So he knew that, but he was mistaken by the woman, by the identification of the woman. So God said, because you, the children of Israel, thought that he is not the one, that he now caused to cancel the soul of Mashiach ben David, I will show you that he is the one that is going to tell you and declare that Mashiach is coming. That was his reward. Can you understand how it's connected? He is the one who is going, because they thought that he killed now the soul of Mashiach ben David. God said, I will show you that was a mistake, and he will have the merit of coming and Bezrat Hashem levaser lanu, to announce that Mashiach ben David comes. And amen b'mira amen. And this question is, the lecture I have at least like an hour or 45 minutes, but you will stay with me, won't you? I would like to tell you, dear women, there's a question, why did he use a spear? Why didn't he use a sword? Why did he use a spear? It's a big question. He could have used a sword, and I would like to tell you, dear women, something very special. Just a minute. It says, Vayar Pinchas ben Elazar vayikach Romach, and he took a sword. And why the sword? Romach in Hebrew you write like this. It's very important, and we are going to study laws from this parasha. So Romach is written like this. Ramach. This is Romach. Ramach, Chet is 8 in numerical value, Mem is 40, and Resh is 200.
What is Ramach?
Wait, something happens to the board. אני צריכה עזרה בדחוף. So listen, dear women. Romach in Hebrew is also 248. Ramach Ebarim. 248 organs. You remember that body has Ramach Ebarim Beshasa Gidim. 365 Gidim. Vines. I would like to tell you also there are Ramach Mitzvot Aseh. I don't know what's going on with this board. Okay, לא משנה, שישאר ככה. And the question is why...
But what the Ramach means?
200, I'll explain, 248 mitzvot that you have to do. Okay, Ramach mitzvot aseh. And what did he do? It says that Pinchas, the high priest, Pinchas HaKohen HaGadol, he said Shema Yisrael before he went to kill Zimri ben Selu because Vibatzur. And the question, why did he say Shema Yisrael? He said Shema Yisrael in order, in Shema Yisrael, when you say Shema Yisrael, there are 248 words. Words in Shema Yisrael, in Kriyat Shema. There are 248 words in Kriyat Shema. Yes, 248 words. If you read Kriyat Shema, you're protected from Ezekim, from evil spirits and the bad spirit. He said Kriyat Shema in order to protect himself. And I would like to give you the Zohar Kadosh. This is from the secrets of the Torah. Wait. In the Gemara, in Masechet, pay attention so I can give everything. In the Gemara, in Masechet Brachot, it's written on page 5 over there. It's written, Kol HaKoreh Kriyat Shema, he who reads Kriyat Shema, Shema Yisrael, Al Mitato, on his bed, Mezikin Bedelin Mimenu, which means the evil spirits cannot harm him. Listen very carefully. Ukeilu ochez cherev pipiyot be'ado, and like he holds it's not sword, a spear in his hand with the 2 knives in both sides. Like he has a spear. All of the evil spirits go away from him. They cannot harm him. It says, and it says more than that. It says like this. Zohar Kadosh says in Parashat Balak, it's written, Lo yishkav ad yochal taref, which means it will not lie down, the children of Israel will not lie down until they consume prey. What does it mean until they consume prey? So the Zohar Kadosh says like this. Ma'u lo yishkav, what does it mean? They will not lie down until they consume prey? It says, Ela bechol laila velayla. כן, רק שנייה. It says, בכל לילה ולילה, כד ברנש איהו, אזיל בפיקודי דמערי, לא שכיב על ארסיה, עד דקתיל 1125 מעינון. It says, zainin bishin, which means every night, in Aramaic, it says, every night, the children of Israel do not go to sleep before they say Shema Yisrael, and then by saying Shema Yisrael, they consume, they cancel the energy and the power of evil spirits from them. How many evil spirits are there? It says in the Zohar Kadosh, 1,125. From the Zohar Kadosh on the portion of Balak. It says because of Shema Yisrael, when the children of Israel, when they go to sleep and they sit on their bed and they say, this is a law, this is halacha, you have to say Shema Yisrael al amita. You have to, it's a law. On the bed, you sit on the bed and you say Shema Yisrael, yes. It's before you go to sleep. You have to say, no, all the Shema Yisrael. You have Shema Yisrael shal amita. Listen very carefully, it's very important. We are studying also halakha through this parasha. So let me give it to you. Why? Because then you consume 1,125 evil spirits. Do you understand? Kriyat Shema, notrikon. Kuf is for Kriyah, Shin is for Shema. Kuf is kin'ah, and Shin is sin'ah. It's against kin'ah v'sin'ah, against jealousy and hatred. When you say Shema Yisrael on your bed, you're it's like a shield. You're creating a shield around you that nothing can hurt you. Do you understand? It's very important to say Shema Yisrael on bed. We learned this from this parasha. Romach means, the spear means that he was saying Shema Yisrael before he went to do his action, before he went to kill them. Because Shema Yisrael protects you from bad thoughts. It takes away the bad thoughts. It takes away the bad spirit and evil spirits. So they cannot harm you. Listen very...
You saying about Kriyat Shema על המיטה?
כן.
או in the morning Shema Yisrael?
על המיטה כרגע. זה ממש על המיטה.
Do you have to say the whole thing or when you say until after Vayomer?
תראי, רצוי לומר, it's better to say the whole thing. But if you are very tired, it's enough to say the first chapter, the first chapter if you're very tired. But it's better to say the whole thing. You have all Shema Yisrael Shalamita in the Siddur. You open the Siddur, it's 2 pages only.
Brachas before 3 after, or just from Shema until Emet?
Shema until Emet, it's everything.
Yeah,
Okay? This is everything. But if a person is very tired, even the first bite. ובשעריך, עד the first bite. ואהבת את השם אלוקיך עד בשעריך. Okay? So it's very important. Now listen, dear women. כן.
אני הבנתי שצריכים להגיד at the minimum, as the following said, if you don't say it, as if you didn't say anything.
סליחה? אבל זה כבר נמצא בתוך שמה שעל המיטה. כן, תפתחי את השמה שעל המיטה, בידך פקיד רוחי זה בתוך... You have the שמה ישראל שעל המיטה, which means on bed, you have it in the Siddur, open it. Sometimes there are a little bit of differences between a Siddurim, but most of it is the same. You will open it and you will see. Bli neder, after the end of the lesson, I will show it to you in the Siddur. Bezrat Hashem b'sof hashur. But let me continue. I would like to show you something very weird. At the end of Parashat Balak, at the end of the portion of Balak, it says that Pinchas kills the president of the tribe. It says like this. I'll give it to you just like it says. It's written like this. ויבוא אחר איש ישראל אל הקובה וידקור את שניהם. את איש ישראל, it's written, he kills a man from the children of Israel, ואישה אל קיבתה ותעצר מגפה. And a woman. And it does not say their names. But you will see after the rewards, this is very important. After the rewards that Pinchas gets in this portion of the week, you can see the names. It's written, Zimri ben Salu veKozvi Batsur. But before, when he kills them, there's no mention of their names. And Chazal ask, the sages ask, why there is no mention of their name? Listen, it's very important. We study from this a few things. Because I would like to tell you, in Bereshit it says that the first man gave a name for all the creatures that were living, everything. He named them. And it says, "V'chol asher yikra lo Adam," everything, and every plant and every animal that he called Nefesh Chaya Ushmo, which means Nefesh Chaya. This is the living spirit, the life spirit. Hushmo, Nefesh Chaya. I'll write it down. Hushmo. What does that mean? Nefesh Chaya Ushmo. This is written in Bereshit. Nefesh Chaya Hu Shmo. His name is the life spirit, which means, I would like to tell you, dear women, above each and every one of us, we have the letters of our name. The letters of our name. They are above us all of the time. And from the letters of our name, there are tubes of prosperity. Each letter has a tube of prosperity that gives us the energy of life. Through the letters of our name, it's above our head. Everyone has it by the name that they were given when they were born. That's why it's so important that it will be a good name to give to a child when it's born. It's so important that you bless a child, especially girls, because usually we forget about girls. They are also blessed in the shul, in the synagogue on Shabbat. Listen, it's very important. Because this is the tube. Bli neder, I think around Bereshit, I will give you lectures only about the letters of the Aleph Bet, and I'll explain a lot of things to you. Each letter of the Hebrew Aleph Bet belongs to 4 yesodot, 4 fundamental things, which means Esh, Ruach, Afar, V'mayim, fire, water, dust, and wind. 4 things. Each letter all the letters are divided between those 4 fundamental things. They are divided. I will give it to you and I'll give you a lecture about it.
Give me your hand, I'm going to bless you.
Okay.
It was like this, do you remember? You gave us.
I would like to tell you, dear women, listen very carefully. So those letters are on our head. But if we are wicked people, if we sin, I already told you that parts of the soul go back to Hashem under the throne. They are connected but not directly around us and in us. What happens when a person sins and does a chilul Hashem, this degradation of the name of God in front of an assembly of people. It's not only in private, but everybody saw that. When Zimri ben Salu came to Moshe, everybody heard it. So when a person does it, even the letters of his name leave him. They are not there anymore. What happened? The letters of the name, they leave him.
When they sing,
When they sin, yes. Now listen, it's very important. What happens? When a person sins and the letters of his name went away from him, he does not have any tshuva prosperity. But the worst thing is, when he passes away, when he dies, he passes away, there's an angel that comes to the grave immediately when he passes away. This angel comes to the grave, and he asks him for his name. And that wicked person, because the letters are not over there anymore, he does not remember his name. And this evil spirit, it's not a good spirit and not a good angel, this evil angel starts hitting his soul. He hits him, and he hits him until he remembers his name. Listen very carefully. So what happened is, we do not have the name of the president of the tribe of Shimon in that chapter, in the previous portion of the week, because he sinned. So the letters of his name went away from him. That's how our sages learned that. And then after Pinchas ben Elazar ben Aaron HaKohen killed him, he did one of the 4 of Mitot Beit Din. You know, when the Sanhedrin was in Bet HaMikdash, when the temple was, and there was a Sanhedrin, they were the judges of the children of Israel. And when a person sinned very harshly, there were 4 ways of killing that person. One is stoning him, the skila. The second one is burning, is reifa. The third one is hereg, is killing him. And the fourth one is chenek, is strangling him. Those are 4 mitot Beit Din. So Pinchas did one of the death of Beit Din. He did it to Zimri ben Salu and to the Midianite. What did he do? He killed him. Once he did that, he atoned him. In this he did kapara for him. And the letters of his name came back. That's why it's mentioned only after he kills him. That's why you see the letters. This is from the Pardes, this is from the Zohar Kadosh, it's from the secrets of the Torah. But you will ask me, well, we can understand, and I will tell you, how do you know the name? How do we know our name? The name is, you need to use the name. When the angel asks you, it has to be a sentence from the Torah that has the first letter of your name and ends with the last letter of your name. Listen, wait. We say our names in Tfilat Shmona Esrei. I would like to give another halacha. In Tfilat Shmona Esrei, you come after you have the triple blessing of the Kohanim in Tfilat Shmona Esrei. Then you say Elokai tzor leshoni mera. You remember that passage? Yeah. And then it ends with Aneni. Before you say Yu leratzon imrei pi, over there you mention your name. And then you will remember that name when a woman, a man passes away. You have to remember that sentence. And at the end of the lesson, I will give you, each one of you, the sentence of her name if you want it. I will write to you and I will show it in the Siddur Bli Neder. So I would like to tell you, you will ask me... אני צועקת, אז... יש לי שם. כי הם מדברים באותו זמן, זה קשה, אני רוצה שישמעו. I understand that you're translating and explaining. We will do that at the end of the lesson. We will do that at the end of the lesson. I will. Thank you. At the end of the lesson, I will sit with you and explain to you. So you will ask me, why does the Torah mention the name of the Midianite? She's not Jewish. We can understand about Jewish people, but the Midianite. And I would like to give you the story of recoronation. So I told you, first of all, I wanted to tell you, it's written in Shara Gilgulim. It's Shara Gilgulim of the Arizal. You know that Shara Gilgulim wrote the son of Rabbi Chaim Vital, Shmuel Vital. He was the son of Rabbi Chaim Vital. So he wrote it, Shara Gilgulim. And Rabbi Chaim Vital was, Zchutot Hagen Alanu, was the student of Harizal. And it's written by Akdama Lamed Bet, Akdama 32. It's written that Pinchas, that Eliyahu Hanavi is called Eliyahu Arba. It's written, ובית באר מאמר חז"ל במסכת ברכות פ"א. וזה לשונה, תנא מיכאל באחת, גבריאל בשתיים, אליהו בארבע. It says Eliyahu Hanavi is called Eliyahu the Four. It's very weird. Eliyahu the Four. Look. That's what's written. It says Eliyahu be'arba. Eliyahu be'arba. And I will explain. Eliyahu is 4 souls combined. One of it is Eliyahu Hanavi. The second one is Pinchas. The third one is Nadav, and the fourth is Avihu. That's why he is called Eliyahu be'arba. Eliyahu contains 4 souls. Eliyahu, Pinchas, Nadav, Avihu.
Why Nadav and Avihu? Didn't they come in sin?
That's what I just told you. They were very righteous. I gave you a lesson about Nadav. They were very righteous. They just wanted to bring a Chrit Hayamim. They made a mistake. And they sinned by that mistake. And that's not allowed. The person that says the law before the rabbis, instead of giving the rabbi to say that, his sentence is death. And that's what they did. So what did Pinchas do? They went into him. They made an ibur in order to fix that. Because Pinchas said halakha in front of his rabbi, but he did that in order to save the children of Israel. And once he did that, he made a fixing to Nadav and Avihu. That's why they were reincarnated in life in him. Avu ibur. Everything is, God sees everything. Lo yidach menu nidach. There is not a soul that God doesn't check from all sides before he brings back under his throne. So we have to clean all of those shells of our sins around us. If we can clean them in this world, while we are living over here, it's good. And I will explain to you in a few minutes why. We should have the merit to finish our fixing in this world. And I'll explain. I asked you a question. Why does the name of Kozbi Batsur here? Because she was a Midianite. And why do we need her name over here? She wasn't one of the children of Israel. It's very weird. But I remember I told you that Zimri ben Salu thought that she had traces of holiness in her. You remember? And I already told you that Balak knew that one of the descendants has the soul of Mashiach ben David. He has it captured in the klipot, in the shells, in the impurity. So what happened is, I'm going to give you the whole story now. It says, let's do it together over here. Once Pinchas killed Zimri ben Salu, write it in black. It was Zimri ben Salu. Zaya kapara. It was he atoned for the sin of Zimri ben Salu, and the letters of his name came back to him. So the action of killing helped him to atone to have a merit for his sin. And then Zimri ben Salu reincarnated in Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva is I'll give you everything. It's written. It's beautiful. Let me give you all of it, all of the picture. Rabbi Akiva is a fixing of Zimri ben Salu, which means how righteous was Zimri ben Salu. Rabbi Akiva is his fixing. Because of Zimri ben Salu, 24,000 people died. 24 in the plague. How many students did Rabbi Akiva have? 24,000. Exactly the same. I'll give you everything. You will see how beautiful it is.
Yes.
Wait, let me say that again. Listen very. Zimri ben Salu, by his actions. Zimri ben Salu, by his action, caused 24,000 people to die from the children of Israel. Now, I told you, God, lo yidach mimenu nidach. God makes a fixing to every soul. Every soul is precious to God, to Hashem. So, Rabbi Akiva had Rabbi Akiva is a reincarnation of Zimri ben Salu. I will give you all the stories and I'll explain how Rabbi Akiva knew that he was the reincarnation of Zimri ben Salu. Yes, please.
You just said that God loved all the children, but he just killed 24,000 of his children.
Of course, they sinned. How will they atone their sin? They are
Because they also slept with Midianites.
exactly.
Exactly.
Right, so if love's not a sin, why is loving another person a sin?
They were not Jewish. There are laws. Excuse me. There are laws. You are Jewish. Once you are Jewish, you have an obligation as a Jewish woman. It doesn't matter if you don't see it like that. It doesn't matter if you don't know the laws. You are Jewish. You came, all the children all over the world are the children of God. All of them. The Jewish and the non-Jewish people. But the Jewish people are his firstborn. That's what's written in the Torah. The Goyim also know that we are his firstborn. We have a different obligation than they have. We are the ones that accepted the Torah. We said, Na'aseh v'nishma. It's our obligation to see the world continuing. If we studied, God created the world because of the Torah, because of the children of Israel. And if we do not do what he wants, we are punished. It doesn't matter if you'll say, I don't want to know about it. I believe in love and love all over the world. Everybody is his children. It's true. If a person converts, then you can love him. It doesn't mean love as regular people. It means to marry him and to have children with him. That's what I mean. You understand? So God created the Jewish people and he said, you are not allowed, it's one of the laws to marry non-Jews. One of the laws. If you do that, you're going to be punished. The punishment is death. Because you came...
24,000 people.
Yes, they all sinned. They sinned. They were men. Yes, not women. They all were men. And God punished them. And who stopped the plague?
What if they don't marry?
Sorry?
What if some people don't marry the non-Jewish people? Some people just don't marry. Yeah.
They are not allowed.
Even if they're not married.
You don't understand. The seed. Why זה נקרא זרע לבטלה. The seed is the problem. The seed, you see the seed, it looks like it's nothing. You don't see anything inside it. But this seed has all of the secrets of the Jewish people. Now if you go and do that, יש לך דין כרת. It's very serious. It's not harshly. It's serious. Because this seed has all of the secrets of life and the continuation of the Jewish nation. And God punishes very harshly. And the problem is why today we can defend ourselves, because we do not know the Torah. We have a problem. It's like babies that do not know how to read. It's the same thing. So once we don't know, we have a problem. So God helps us. If we want to know, we want to know that knowledge. We should love. That's what I told you. We should love all of the children of God, but we are not allowed to marry non-Jewish people. Period. That's a law from the Torah. And why don't we? Well, it's like a king. For example, if we have a king, if we have princesses and princes, you will see that they marry between themselves. And why do they do that? And it's very logical. You accept it. So why is it different about the children of Israel? It's not different. We are the sons of the king. We are the daughters of the king. There's nothing different from that and parallel to a king in this world. God is the king of the world. We have a merit. We have a merit of being Jewish.
So I didn't get
רגע, תביאו, אני אסביר את זה מההתחלה. Yes. So Zimri ben Selu, Rabbi Akiva was a reincarnation of Zimri ben Selu. In order to do the fixing for those 24,000 people, he received again. They reincarnated in the 24,000 students of Rabbi Akiva. But you remember that they were all dead in a plague between Pesach and Atzeret. And why? You remember I told you they were so wise and they were so holy that they had prophecy. They saw each one the sins that they did in Shittim. In the days of Pinchas, they saw the sins. They saw each one what he did with the non-Jewish women. That's why they did not respect each other. And that's why they again died in a plague, because they did not learn from their first experience. Do you understand? Sorry?
It was right, they not respect each other.
No, you are not allowed not to respect a Jewish person. No, it's not true. Why not? Because you came to fix in this world. So if God brought you back, He gave you a merit to do the right thing now. So you have to give, like God gives you a chance. Who are you not to give another person a chance to fix himself? Who am I? I'm the big judge. I'm God. We are not God. If he gave us a merit to do a fixing in this world, who are us? We are only human beings. We are here today. Tomorrow we cannot be here. So how come we won't give a chance another person to do his fixing? This is pride. If God forbid we have pride, that's a big problem. We don't do any fixing in this world. I would like to tell you the root of sinning is pride. That's the shoresh. The root of the sin is pride. When a person thinks, I'm someone in this world and everybody has to respect. If this person doesn't seem right to me, I won't respect him. I won't look at him. I won't say hello. I won't say anything. This is pride. This is the worst sin that there can be because there's no Shekhinah. God is not with a person that has pride. God says a person that has pride does not remember me. I can't be part of him. Do you understand? Because it says, Kin'at ha'ava v'akavod motzin et adam min ha'olam. Totally takes him out of this world. Kin'ah starts, jealousy starts with pride. When do we start to have pride? When I am. See, I am here, look at me, I'm someone. That's when we have pride. When we remember that we go back to dust. We are nothing. This body does not stay for long. We are babies and then we grow up and then we become old and that's it. So what did we do in this world? We don't take anything with us. The nice hair, the nice clothes, the sofa, the kitchen, the beautiful car, all of the beautiful jewelry. We don't take with us. Nothing. Only our mitzvot and our good deeds. Nothing we do not take with us. Which means pride is nothing. It's the worst thing that a person can think about. You should not have pride. You should be modest and humble. And this is what the 24,000 of the students of Rabbi Akiva, they saw the sins of themselves. They saw each other. They knew what they did already in the last reincarnation. And because of that, they did not respect each other. And because they did not respect, they again died in a plague. Between Pesach La'atzeret. But it's not the end. Wait. Who is Kozvi Batsur? Kozvi Batsur. I told you that Zimri ben Selus, he knew that she had traces of holiness in her. I would like to tell you, Kozvi Batsur was reincarnated in Izebel. Izebel was a wicked queen. She was married to Achav. Achav was the king of the children of Israel. She worshipped idols. Laba'al. She worshipped idols. And what did she do, Izebel? She was very wicked. And look how God has patience. When God knows that there is a pure spirit, a pure soul in that body, He has patience. Who are us that we won't have patience for each other? We are only human beings. If God has patience, who are we not to have patience for each other? So wait. Yes, she was a daughter of a king. She was a princess. So it says that Izebel, she was a queen. She was very bad. She was a witch. She knew a lot of witchcrafts. She was so bad. What did she do? She searched for Eliyahu Hanavi. She wanted to kill him. She wanted to kill Eliyahu. Why did she want to kill Eliyahu? Because she knew he was Pinchas. She knew he was Pinchas, and he killed her in her coronation before he killed her when she was Kozvi Batsur, and he killed Zimri ben Salu. So she knew that Eliyahu Hanavi is Pinchas. If you in the book of Kings, look how beautiful it is. She knew that Eliyahu Hanavi was Pinchas, and he killed her, and he killed Zimri ben Salu. So she wanted to kill him. All of her life she was running after him and sending messengers to kill Eliyahu Hanavi. He had to go to a cave, and the crows, and the crows gave Eliyahu Hanavi bread and meat. He had to hide because of her, because she wanted to kill him to avenge her death in a different coronation. But God again reincarnated her. And you know, how did he reincarnate her? In whom? And I'm going to give you a story. There is written, I never remember The bad people's name, I don't remember, בעזרת השם שלא יזכור אותם בכלל את הרשעים. But it's written like this, that there was a general, a Roman general, when the Romans conquered the land of Israel. His name was Tronosropus. I think I'm saying his name right. But his name was Tronosropus. He was a very wicked person. He used to ask questions Rabbi Akiva, and Rabbi Akiva used to mock him all the time. Once he came back home to his wife, he was so angry with Rabbi Akiva, and his wife saw him that he was so angry. So she told him, "Why are you so angry?" He said, "This Rabbi Akiva, I want to tear him apart." So she said, "Don't be angry." He told her what happened. So she said, "Don't be angry. Are you allowing me," she was his wife, "are you allowing me to go to him and to seduce him?" He says, "Yes, you have a permission from me." So she dressed nicely, she wasn't modest, put a lot of jewelry, put makeup on herself, and went to Rabbi Akiva. It says in the Midrash, when she went to him, she took off her clothes in front of him. Rabbi Akiva spit on the floor, started crying, and then smiled. He was laughing. So she was shocked from his, from his reaction. She was shocked from his reaction. And she told him, can you tell me, why did you do that? And he said, I will explain two things, but the third thing I won't explain to you. He says, I spit on the floor because I knew from what tipas rucha bat, from what drop of seed you came from. Tipas rucha, which means like a dirty drop of seed you came from. I know from where you came from, and then you're trying to show everything that God gave you. And then it says, I was crying. Then I have to say that in Aramaic, it's beautiful. It says, Bachiti al hay shufra dibalei be'ara, which means on the body that is going to rot in the ground, I was crying. Listen, wait. So she begged him to tell her, why did you laugh? Why did you laugh? She said. So eventually he told her, because you're going to marry me. Now listen what happened. She was a Roman woman, wait. And she was from Kozvi Vatsur, listen. A few months later, her husband died. This wicked general died. She came to Rabbi Akiva and she said, can I do tshuva? Can I do tshuva? He said, yes. She converted to Judaism. And she married him, this Roman woman. Ishto shel...
Jewish
כן. Okay, so she was a reincarnation of Kizvi Batsu. She converted. She became Jewish, and she was the second wife of Rabbi Akiva. He had two wives. One was Rachel, bito shel Kalba Savua. Wait, let me finish till the end. Wait, I'll explain everything. Do it with me. Shh. So she converted, she became Jewish, and she was very rich. And she gave him all of her money to support the 24,000 students that he had. All of her money she gave to him. And the question is, look over here, and he knew that. Why did Rabbi Akiva cry? Because he saw when she was in front of him and she tried to seduce him, he knew that he was the victim of Zimri ben Selu. He started, did he cry over her body that is going to rot in the ground? No. He cried over the body of Zimri ben Selu. He was crying over his body because it says in the Zohar HaKadosh, the Bnei Yisachar, in the Zohar HaKadosh Parashat Vayechi, it's written, Al Chizkiah shechakar binyan gilgulei neshamot. It says about Rabbi Chizkiah that he was doing a research about reincarnation. Al neshama achat, especially one soul, שהייתה צריכה להתגלגל כמה פעמים, that was supposed to reincarnate a few times, עד שהגיעה לתיקונה כראוי בגוף האחרון, until she came to she finished her fixing in the last body that she was reincarnated in. ושאל רבי חזקיה את רבי יוסי, so Rabbi Chizkiah asked Rabbi Yossi, he said, listen very carefully, איזה מהגופות יקומו לעתיד בתחיית המתים. Which one of the bodies will wake up when the dead are going to wake up? Because the soul reincarnates in different bodies. So which one is going to wake up? So it says, השיב לו רבי יוסי. רבי יוסי told him, שרק הגוף האחרון שהצליח לתקן ולעבוד את השם כראוי, הוא יקום בתחיית המתים. He says only the last body, when the soul did the last fixing, this is the body that is going to be alive when the dead are going to be alive. It says, אבל שאר הגופות לא יקומו. The other bodies are not going to be alive. It says, ביום הדין הגדול, כולם, everybody is going to wake, because תחיית המתים is the life of the body. The body is going to be created out of one bone, but all of the bad people are going to die because it's Yom Adin HaGadol, it's the big judgment day, and the righteous one with the last body that did the tikkun, the fixing, this is the one that's going to stay. He will have the merit of seeing all the tzaddikim and have the merit to live forever and have the merit of peace. So it's better that we will do the last fixing now. So we will have the merit to kadem pnei Mashiach, that we will Bezrat Hashem have kadem pnei Mashiach. So it says, so Rabbi Akiva was crying because he knew that the body of Zimri ben Selu will not wake up betchiyat hametim in the time when the dead is going to wake up, because Rabbi Akiva did the fixing. The woman stood exactly like Kozvi Batsur seduced Zimri ben Selu. This woman seduced Rabbi Akiva, and he did not sin. He had the power and the strength not to do any sin. So he cried because he knew that Zimri ben Selu won't wake up betchiyat hametim. Because of that, because he was very righteous. And then it says, listen very carefully, it's very important, the end. It says, I told you that when they were standing in front of the tent, it's Targum Yonatan ben Uziel says that they were standing in front of the tent, a few minutes more, and they were saying, they were crying because of what Zimri ben Selu did, and the translation of Yonatan ben Uziel says like this, Ve'inun bechayin ve'karin shma, which means they were crying and they were reading Shema Yisrael, they were saying Shema Yisrael. And the question is, why did they say Shema Yisrael? Because Zimri ben Selu ruined the name of God, made the name of God, dishonored the name of God in front of all of the assembly of the children of Israel. In order to fix that, you have to honor the name of God in front of all of the children of Israel. One way to honor the name of God is saying Shema Yisrael. But listen, who fixed it too? Rabbi Akiva knew that he has to fix Zimri ben Selu totally. So one was he can stand against the seduction of the wife of the Roman general. But the other thing he had, in order to fix the dishonor of the name of God, he has to honor the name of God. So it says b'Masechet b'Gemara, in the Gemara, Masechet Brachot, again page Samech Aleph, page 61, it says like this, that when the Romans declared that the children of Israel are not allowed to study Torah, it says that they quote Rabbi Akiva teaching Torah to the children of Israel in assembly, not quietly and hidden, but in assembly. So v'chavshu bevet ha'asurim, and they put him in jail. And then it says, B'sha'ah she'otziu et Rabbi Akiva la'ariga, once they took him in order to kill him in front of all of the people, this was the time of saying Shema Yisrael. And it says over here, Hayo ve'hayu sorkim et besaro b'masrikot shel barzel. They took a comb with the teeth of iron, and they took it and they just combed his flesh out like this. The living flesh they combed until he died. They combed his flesh until this is one of Asera Harugei Malchut, the one of the 10th that were killed on the name of God. So it says, "Sorkim et b'masrikot shel barzel, v'aya mekabel alav ol malchut shamayim," and he accepted the kingdom and the laws of Hashem at that minute. Amru lo talmidav, Rabbeinu ad kan. How much can you suffer? And you continue to pray to Hashem, to daven. They tell him, up till here. אמר להם, כל ימי הייתי מצטער על פסוק זה, all of my life I was sorry for this pasuk, bechol nafshecha, which means with all of your heart, afilu noten lishmecha. You should love your God even if he takes your soul. Amarti matai yavo liadi vekemuni. When it will come to me and I will really do it, truly do that. That even when he takes my soul, I say Shema Yisrael. And now that I have the chance and they are killing me slowly, I won't do that. And when he said Echad, the one, the only one, he just said it so slowly and continued the word Echad. Because Echad mistayem, Echad finishes with the letter Daled. Daled is against. Why do you need to say Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad? Daled צריך להדגיש. Why? Because Daled is against Arba Mitot Bedin, the 4 deaths of the Sanhedrin, which is Skila, Srefa, Hereg, Dechenek. Against that, and when you give your soul to Hashem, yes, which means Skila, stoning, Srefa is by fire, death by fire, Hereg is killing, and Chenek is strangling. Then you have to do that. When you do that, it's like you're giving your soul to Hashem when you say Shema Yisrael. And then look what happened. It says, when he finished Echad, his soul went out of his body. Bat kol amra, yatzta bat kol v'amra. Then a voice from heaven said, Ashrecha Rabbi Akiva sheyatz'a nishmatcha be'echad. They said, they were praising Rabbi Akiva that his soul went out of his body with the word Echad, the one and only one, the mighty God. And why did he do that? Because I told you they were standing outside the tent and they were crying and saying Shema Yisrael, because they wanted to honor the name of God because of Chilul Hashem Agadol that was there. And Rabbi Akiva knew that Zimri ben Selu dishonored the name of God in assembly, so he has to honor the name of God. And how did he do that? He did the fixing, the total fixing of Zimri ben Selu when he said Shema Yisrael, and when they took out his soul, that minute was the total fixing of Zimri ben Selu. And Rabbi Akiva already knew that he is going to fix all of the bad sins that Zimri ben Selu did. And that's why it says that his soul went be'echad, and Rabbi Akiva is the one that is going Bezrat Hashem b'mera memenu lakum betchiyat hametim. Will arise when the dead is going to live. Okay.
The 24,000 were again killed the second time. So what did they atone for themselves?
They atone for themselves in other future generations. Not together as a group, but they atoned in future generations. Because God does not leave any soul unfixed. He has a lot of patience. Look, 3 coronations over here until she fixed herself. He doesn't leave. Sorry? I don't know the name of his wife. I didn't find it. Okay, אני עוד מעט אחזור על זה שנייה. I would like just to bless all of you שבעזרת השם מגיע המשיח תתנו במהרה בימינו אמן. אליהו הנביא זכור לטוב, לעולם ייפרד אדם מחברו בדבר הלכה, יחיד ברבים הלכה כרבים. בלי נדר next Wednesday בעזרת השם.